want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Yahweh being the true, almighty, and powerful name of the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls God. And his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who is, of course, the first, the only begotten, spirit, all right, of Yahweh, all right, who is the Most High, okay? Those are the proper names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, all right? Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to all of the sincere Akim doing the work of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right? Rightly divine the word of truth and just, diligently hitting this, all right? We being at the end, being at the door, we are looking forward to many prophecies coming to pass, all right? All right? Salakia for all of the, the background noise, 2/3, currently of this, they're done, man. I mean, these 2/3 is done. So, I mean, they have no respect for this work. Ultimately, I'll be out of this situation, I won't have to deal with niggas in the background, trying, of course, impede this truth from coming out. All right. So anyway, going on. I'm the brother Amafa from Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp, coming back again with this truth. So this is off of RT News, hitting the UK, of course, United Kingdom, which Scotland is a part, of course, the UK. All right. In which, of course, Scotland, go back to the word Scotty, which means black. All right, so they talk about black land. All right, because of course the original, inhabitants there, before they fell out of power was actually Israelites. Dudes like King James. All right, they were Israelites. All right, he ruled, of course, England. All right, and of course Scotland and such. All right, but anyway, this right here is an article which I quickly caught my eye. Being at the plantation, it's been quite difficult to be able to get this working. Spur of the moment, this devil wants us to go and do this work, and serve their captivity and serve their own pleasures and such. All right, and this all coming to a pass, so I just try to keep my head up, you brothers, Akim, that's actually going through all of this. You gotta keep your head up and keep your faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, pray for, of course, for your cow. All right, being for, of course, endurance. All right, which this makes us hard. All right, so anyway, it says Irn Bru fans panic buy soft drink ahead of sugar reducing recipe change. All right, so Irn Bru is this is a soda, right? Or fizzy drink, as they would say in Scotland. All right, in which it's I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. It tastes good, but we know Jake, of course. Jake loves, of course, flavor. Being, of course, that's a part of our name. All right, so that's of course, us being the person of the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, he made us, of course, the salt, all right, of the earth, all right. I mean, this is just ridiculous in the background, man. This is just, I can never get nothing done, man. Like, this just fucked up, man. This is Matthew 5:13, and it reads, ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? it is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and be trodden under foot of men. All right. So, us, the Jacob, which is the 12 tribe of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you confusing the face out there. You are Israelites. Your lineage go back to the 12 tribes of Israel on your father's side. Being if your spirit bear witness with these scriptures. All right, and I can tell you and testify from my experience that most of those Scots, they're Israelites. All right, they just have the curse of leprosy. All right, being that their skin looking, of course, like the so-called white man, but of course their spirit reflects, all right, that they are actually in fact Israelites. All right, them Scots, man, they Jake, man. All right, so yeah, this is a soda. Jake like flavor and stuff. So, and Jake is the flavor. So this is one thing that, of course, the Jake over there in Scotland, all right, they love this drink. All right. Now, I'm gonna go into it. So, it says, Irn Bru fans panic buy soft drink ahead of sugar reducing recipe change. All right, because of course Esau is cracking down on all of these sugary drinks or fizzy drinks, in which he's now and Esau is a so-called white man, if you don't know. All right, that's who he actually is. All right, in the Bible, going back to his the biblical forefather. All right, so-called white man, are the biblical Edomites. All right. Anyway, he cracking down on these sodas and taxing them. All right, so it says fans of Scotland's national drink, Irn Bru, are panic buying cans of the 117-year-old soft drink amid plans to change its recipe. The new Irn Bru will see the drink's sugar content cut by more than 50%. Its makers conformed. All right, so they're gonna cut the sugar content. All right, in which when you go down to the nutritional breakdown, I mean these sugars, we as Israelites, the princes of the power. All right, we actually gotta stay away from this stuff because this stuff has been killing our people and such. All right, it has of course harmful ingredients in it, in which they destroy us. All right, so I'm gonna go into that, but before I go into it, I'm gonna hit some precepts in between. All right, so this is a book of actually I'm gonna go to Matthew 7:6. This is Matthew 7:6, and it reads, "Give not that which is holy unto the dogs." All right, so of course we're not gonna give what is holy means separate unto the dogs. All right, and that's including the 2/3. All right, we ain't gonna give it to you heathen, which you 2/3 y'all are like heathen because the things that are of Yahweh Shem Yahushua you choose to of course reject, in which that's why of course you're gonna be destroyed with the rest of the heathen. All right, because we had this truth which is very precious, and they just basically ignore it like it's nothing. It's just like basically like as if it's a pair of underwear you just put on and throw out. All right, that's how a lot of these niggas are. All right, and that's why they low level and the Lord gonna deal with them. It says, "Neither cast ye your pearls before swine." All right, and this truth is pearls. All right, something pearls that's very of course that's precious. That's something that of course you is a treasure. All right, and something swine is abomination. All right. The pork, that's an abomination. The Lord ain't dealing with that. All right. So, with this truth, we got, of course, for the 2/3, we got to, we don't just throw this truth, throw the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua into the heathen and all of that. It says, "Least they trample under their feet and turn again and rend you." All right, because you got these fucking slaggy for of course the rude speech, but we got him in the spirit. I'm gonna use this rude speech, all right, just to get it through your head, because a lot of our people, we'll tell them this truth, and then they'll just they'll just spit in our face practically. It's crazy. All right. Like I'm doing this work right now, and I mean, you got this supposed to be it's an Israelite that knows he's an Israelite, and they are Israelites, and they do the work that I do, being of course around them, and they they don't try of course at all to keep their voices down or nothing, but I don't make an excuse not to do the work. I gotta still try to get it in, regardless, but it is what it is. But it's just ridiculous. So I just can't wait for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to come and take down all of these wicked niggas, because they just niggas, man. They so low level, man. A lot of you Benjamites, y'all gonna get put down. So-called West Indians, all right, y'all gonna get put down. Lord gonna destroy you, all right. So anyway, I'm gonna go now to the book of Ecclesiasticus 12:1, and it reads, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou does it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. All right, so we have to of course know who we doing good for. That's why we don't do good for 2/3. All right, we leave 2/3 in the dark. All right, 2/3, they will stay in gross darkness. All right, they won't take what's holy and apply it onto themselves. They won't apply law, statutes, commandments to their life. But these niggas want to do is apply this world, all right, and be in this world, smoke weed and be fucking lowlifes, all right. And that's why they're gonna be fucking destroyed. It says, verse 2, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. All right, so we supposed to, of course, do good for the godly man, not unto no nigga. All right, a wicked ass 2/3, because he's not godly. He don't do the things that, of course, pertain to the Most High. He do things that pertain to the devil, which is, of course, his father. All right, that's why Yahweh, what's that? Yahweh Shai said, ye are of your father the devil. Talking to them wicked scribes and Pharisees, because, they basically as wicked. These 2/3 is as wicked as the so-called white man, all right? If not more wicked, They have, of course, overpassed the deeds of the wicked, roughly paraphrasing. But going on, we do good to a godly man, and if we don't get, of course, recompense from that man, it'll get it from the Most High. And that's why we just pertain. We worry about our brothers in this truth, because they, are bound by the law, statute, commandments. All right, they actually are holding up and living up to a standard instead of just being niggards. All right, who don't give a fuck about anything. All right, what they give a fuck about is basically just carnal things. All right, they can't receive this truth. All right, because they're carnal. Let me see if I can get a preset real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 2:14, and it reads, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for they are foolishness unto him. All right, so everything that of the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, niggas, they just look at it as foolishness. All right, as nothing. All right, that's why they continue to live in it. All right, it says neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. All right, so they can't separate what's good, what's bad. They're spiritually discerned. They can't separate. When you go into this word discern, let me try to go into this real quick. I gotta lift up my voice like a trumpet, to try to go over niggas in the background. Like, that's crazy. That don't make no fucking sense. All right, it says discern. All right, so of course it means examine or judge, right? Yes, basically they reprobate. They don't have no judgment, lack of it. All right, let me see. To scrutinize, examine. All right, to judge or estimate, determine. All right, so these are the excellence or defects of any person or thing. So these niggas don't have that ability. All right, you know that all what's going on is just darkness. All right, through their eyes. All right, so you know I'm hitting a lot of things, you know, but you know I'm going in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so and the point being is that, you know, these things that is good, caring about your actual diet, what's going in your body. These are the things that actually matter, all right? When you actually are, you know, living here, all right, on this earth, all right? You know, of course, trying to, of course, sustain yourself in this wicked and vile, abominable place called America, or wherever place you have been scattered amongst you. Because America, the philosophy of the so-called white man has, of course, influenced the rest of the nations, all right? You know, he transgresses by wine. All right, but going on now, back to the Irn Bru, right? Let me see, Slakia, one moment. Let me get to it now. Yeah, so, you know, Irn Bru, you know, since they're going to take all the sugar per content and stuff, and the sugar by 50%, right? You know, the company AJ Bar, right? Or AG, Slakia, Bar, right? They make Tiza and such, right there, which I can see right here, Bar soft drink, right? That's the company. It says AJ Bar or AG Slakia, I keep getting that mixed up, have said they will be tweaking Irn Bru's recipe to dodge the UK's government's tax levy, right, on sugar to be introduced during 2018. It's prompted devoted Scots, right, to stock up. So they actually prompted the Scots, you know, because, you know, a lot of Scots, as I said, they Israelites, you know, and they love this stuff. So you know, they go and they got to stock up because they want the original recipe, all right, instead of this new you know, tasting 50% less sugar drink, right? That's gonna be released, right? It says, with some reportedly buying up to 250 cans amid concerns its unique taste will be lost forever. All right. It says UK government tax on sugary products will apply to every drink containing more than 5 gram per milliliter, or 5 gram per 100 milliliter of sugar. Irn Bru will therefore have its sugar content cut from 10.3 grams per 100 milliliter to just 4.7 g. All right. A petition opposing the change to the recipe has garnered almost 7,000 signatures. Right. It says the man behind the hands off our Irn Bru petition, Ryan Allen from told the BBC's Kanye Adams program, "I've got 24 bottles in my loft that will do me for emergencies." All right, so this dude's stocking up. "I know sugar has its concerns, but so do sweeteners, and people are not aware of that as they should be." All right, in which when you go into the breakdown, you know, this drink Irn Bru, you go into it, carbonated water, sugar, acid, right, flavorings, including caffeine. You know, you got ferric citrate and quinine. It says you got preservative, right? It says colors, like they got food dyes and stuff in there, right? So yeah, you know, we're gonna get a little bit into that, and all of these things is bad for you, really, basically, because when you know, you go into it, right? Caffeine, right? Let's see. This is a wonderful website. I do encourage brothers to, of course, get this. This is Center for Public. It's Center for Science in the Public Interest, right? So it's CSPINET.org. All right, and they have excellent information, of course, on everything dealing with forced food. All right, you can look up all these ingredients and such. They have you know, you can tell you, like, they got like a color coded kind of system, and show you all the breakdowns of all these different ingredients in these foods, right? So it says ingredients of concern, right? It says get the facts about artificial food dyes, fake sweeteners, caffeine, and other commonly used food ingredients. A little bit of salt or sugar is safe, right? Obviously, you want to be in moderation, right? Which this will hit a quick preset. Let me see if I can get it real quick. I'm in my physical apocrypha. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen though. Just give me a wee minute. All right. So let me just type the word in real quick. Give me a moment. Let me just type the word in real quick, so I can this is dang T. Yeah. So this is Ecclesiasticus 37:29, and this is an apocrypha, right? That's the original King James Bible, whose King James is a Scot. All right, he's a so-called black man when you go into the history. All right, but a lot of folks don't want to go into the history. All right, and of course they don't want to go into the iconoclasm, the whitewashing. All right, of the original icons and the images and such. All right, of the saints, which are Israelites. All right, and we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. All right, be not unsustainable in any dainty thing. All right, so we're gonna go into this word right here, unsustainable. All right, give me one moment. Let this thing ain't come up with it. Get this this word real quick. I'm try to get it on my physical or on my phone just for the sake of time. This is like crazy though. All right, unsustainable. I got it on dictionary.com. Hold up, Saki. This thing is acting. And devil want to do a lot of different things when you're doing this work. It says that could not be spotted or stained as garments. That cannot be morally reprehensible. All right. So be not unsustainable in any dainty things. All right, so you don't want to be. I'm gonna finish the verse. It says, "Be not unsustainable in dainty things, nor too greedy upon meats." All right. So when you go into this word dainty, right, it means of delicate beauty, exquisite. Definition 2, pleasing to the taste, and often temptingly served, are delicate, delicious. Okay, of a delicate discrimination or taste, particular. All right, a dainty eater, overly particular. All right, and that's something that's delicious to taste. All right, so you don't want to be all up in all of these things that taste so good, because these things like sugar and stuff, they're not actually good for us. All right, it goes into it. Let me see. So it says a little bit of sugar, or a little bit of salt and sugar, a wee bit, right? It's safe, but not at the amounts most people currently consume, because most people consume well more than it's suggested. All right, amount of sugar that you should intake per day. All right. It says the cancer risks posed by artificial sweeteners are small but concerning enough that CSPI urges customers to avoid them and urges the FBA to ban several of them, right? And because of, and that's the Food and Drug Administration, that's here in America though, all right? It says, and because of the impact artificial food dyes have on children's behavior, which one I'm going to go and show you right here in the Irn Bru. Look at this in the breakdown. If you can, if you read it here in this, I have it in the highlighted portion. It says star, right? Our asterisk contains a source of phyllanthin or phyllanthanin, sunset yellow, and Poncio 4R may have an adverse effect on activity, attention in children. All right, so this messes with, of course, the behavior of our children. All right, these artificial food drinks. All right, such as Irn Bru and such, which is sold in Scotland and of course in the UK and such. All right, so you know this is pretty plain. You know, when you actually go and start to read and require knowledge. You know, which Yahweh Shem Yahushua deals with knowledge. He's a power of course, knowledge, right? Let me see if I can quickly get that. It's that 1 Sam 2 and 3. I think that is. Yeah, this is 1 Samuel 2 and 3. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For Yahweh, the Lord, right? His true name is Yahweh, right? Which means, of course, he exists, right? It says, is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. All right? You know, so Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahweh the Most High, you know, he's the ultimate judge. All right? You know, he's a judge of knowledge. He deals with knowledge, and that's why we deal with knowledge, okay? Us being, of course, the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the princes of the power, all right? Yasha Allah, all right? You know, so, you know, when you go into this, you know, we go into the research, you know, that's why it's good to, of course, to read and seek things out, all right? It says that these artificial food dyes have effect or impact on children's behavior, right? And it says CSPI urges parents to avoid dyed foods. CSPI has useful resources for customers on all the topics. All right. So sugar, right? It says with few exceptions, most sugars, or it says most sweeteners and the naturally occurring sugars in fruit break down into roughly half fructose and half glucose in the body. It says the natural sugar in milk, lactose, right, breaks down into half glucose and half glucose, all right, or glucose, yeah, gotcha. It says don't worry so much about naturally occurring sugar in fruit, milk, and plain yogurt, but avoid sugary drinks and limit fruit juice to more than 1 cup a day. But you know, Jake don't do this. You know, me myself, I gotta try. I had to try to, you know, my hardest not to even deal with all these drinks. You know, that's why it's better to just eat fruit itself, because the fruit, you know, a lot of the fruits they don't have that much. You know, depending on the fruit you actually eating, but they don't have that much juice. You know, you taking a whole you know, gallon of orange juice. You know, you take one orange. You know, you go into the breakdown. I forget how much ounces you get out of just a little orange. You know, you don't get that much. You know, but we be drinking gallons of orange juice, and that's a lot of sugar naturally occurring. You know, but that, you know, that turns, of course, you know, into too much sugar for our body, of course, to process at one time. You know, and ultimately it can lead to, of course, you know, disease. All right, which our people, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, which you confusing the faces, you Scots, a lot of you go back to, of course, you know, the seed of course, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, you go back to a Negro, Latino, Native American, which when you go down into it, they are the children of Israel. All right, so you just are confusing the faces. You are Gentiles. All right, being strangers. All right, estranged to your power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright? And that's a whole nother lesson, which I'll go into later. But it says, limit yourself to 6 teaspoons a day of added sugars if you're a woman, Slakia, and 9 teaspoons if you're a man. Alright? Most children and adolescent girls should consume less than 5 teaspoons, and adolescent boys should, it says basically, consume less than 9 teaspoons. It says, of added sugar per day, no matter what age, you should you would exceed those limit by drinking just one 20-ounce soft drink. All right, so you break those limits. All right, when you take you get these sodas and all that, these fizzy drinks. All right, Tiza and Irn Bru and such. All right, and what's that? They got the that other, I forget the drink, man. I had it when I was over in Scotland and such, but we know these things because you travel and such. All right, in which a man that travels, he's well experienced, okay, and that's in the scriptures. So it's good, of course, that a lot of brothers in this truth have done traveling, and so they can, of course, inform you, as it says in Sirach 34:9. I'm gonna go to it real quick. Sirach 34:9. All right, and I'm gonna try to wrap this up, man. But it's good to be in this truth. All right, especially because it gives us comfort. All right, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gives us comfort. All right, this is Sirach 34:9, and it reads, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start right here at 8. It says Sirach 34:8. All right, Book of Ecclesiasticus, right? And the Apocrypha. It says, the law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. All right, so this wisdom, knowledge, understanding from the scriptures is perfection. That's why, of course, it makes me feel so at whole and wholesome and have a sound mind. All right, because I know it's perfect. Okay, it's without blemish. It says, a man that had traveled, let me read from the top again. A man that had traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. All right, so it's a smart thing when you go into it. I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna just read the next verse and then break it down. Right, this is verse 10. He that hath no experience knoweth little, but he that hath traveled is full of prudence, which is you're dealing with smart. So you when you got this knowledge and when you get this experience, because that's why we have elders and apostles, and they're very experienced and they know a lot. All right, and they, of course, they had the greatest knowledge on the planet, being, of course, the breakdowns, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which was given onto them. It was appointed because they are servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In the reincarnation, regeneration, those are those same apostles coming back. In the regeneration, the prophets, and coming back. All right, in which we are. If you can receive it, we are too as well. All right, if we are the one of the elect, So it's it's good, that in the world I travel, a bit, and so I can declare this wisdom. All right, and this wisdom helps, of course, our people. All right, it helps the elect, to be able to understand, these things of the scriptures and be able to apply them to their life, everyday life. All right, so let's go into this artificial sweeteners, right? Which, of course, Irn Bru contains. It says aspartame tops are a list of sugar substitutes to avoid because it caused cancer in 3 independent studies using laboratory rats and mice. All right, and we can go into it. Also, I believe it has caffeine. Let me check into it real quick. You see, Irn Bru includes caffeine, correct? So, and that's when you go into caffeine. Of course, it's a natural drug, right? The only drug that is presently naturally are added to widely consumed foods. Caffeine is mildly addictive, one possible reason that maker of soft drinks added to make their to their products. All right, because it's mildly addictive, and that's why, of course, you have everyone, they're going and getting their Red Bulls, they're getting their their 5-hour energy, they're getting the Tizer, they're getting the Irn Bru, they're getting all of the Pepsi and all of that. That's why, because they putting these they putting all these chemicals and then mixing them, of course, with natural drugs and such. All right, naturally occurring drugs and such, caffeine and such, right? And putting them into these soft drinks, in which our people love to drink. All the heathen love to drink it too, and this only lead to death. All right, it says many coffee drinkers, right, which caffeine is naturally occurring in coffee, right? It says many coffee drinkers experience withdrawal symptoms such as headaches, irritability, sleepiness, and lethargy, right, when they stop drinking coffee. All right. So you get into, of course, a problem, withdrawal symptom, when you, of course, say, like, if you try to get off of these sodas and stuff, you be like, oh, damn, you start acting all different and such. All right. So it says food dyes, which Irn Bru does contain, of course, food dyes, right? They got sunset yellow. All right. You go into all of this, these different dyes and such. All right. These artificial colors. All right. So it says food dyes, commonly used food dyes such as yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40 pose risks, including behavior problems and hyperactivity in some children. All right, so this is why our children are all hyped up and, all crazy. And then what they do, they diagnose them with ADHD and then give them Ritalin and all this. This is wickedness. All right, it says some dyes also pose a risk of cancer, like red 3. All right, and allergic reactions like yellow 5, right? Which they got sunset yellow, but I had to do some more research in it. These dyes, they're no good. All right, yellow 6, right? Red 40, blue 1. All right. It says the CSPI recommends that consumers avoid dyed foods and is pressing the food FDA, right, to remove them from the food supply, or at least require a warning label on dyed foods. All right, and that's basically it right there. All right, you use this website, Center for Science in the Public Interest. If I'm not mistaken, they may have an app. All right, I remember a dietitian had actually got me onto this. One of my dietitians, he had got me onto this. In the world. All right, But yeah, let me quickly go to, of course, Sirach 38 real quick. Sirach 38, and then that's it, man. We on it, But they getting rid of these, all the sugar content in Irn Bru, and then really we should stay away from Irn Bru all entirely. All right, and just drink, water. All right, and natural drinks, juice drinks, but avoid the amount that we consume. All right, limit it. Okay, so we don't consume excess of sugar. All right, it says honor a physician. This is Sirach in the Apocrypha 38:1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. All right, for the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. All right, it's great. Is your pie is beautiful to have physician, in order, of course, to give you this knowledge and understanding, what to eat and consume, and how much to eat and consume, when to eat and consume these things, in moderation, etc., etc. All right, the Lord is a power of knowledge, as it said in as it said in 1 Samuel 2:3. All right. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to deal with knowledge, all right? The elect is going to deal with knowledge. They're going to listen. They're going to hearken onto this truth, all right? That's the Lord's, first fruits, his selected for salvation, of the nation of Israel, in which salvation applies only to. All right, so with that, I'm going to say, Call Halaim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rachah Kodash. All right, that's saying, of course, all praises to the Most High, all right, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, and Bahashem, coming in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, and the ancient Paleo Hebrew I said it in. All right, Of course, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all the sincere Akim that's doing this work. All right, so with that, you could check out the rest of the article. I believe that's basically it, with it. But they don't want like it says, we know that our loyal drinkers love Irn Bru for its unique, great taste, and we've worked hard to deliver this, they said. They know that, taking out this, this sugar and changing up the recipe is going to make a big difference to the authentic Irn Bru recipe, the one that, most Scots are used to drinking and such. All right. So a lot of changes and such, but, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming back. We're going to get right. We're going to get off all this soda and all of this, and we're going to have all the natural drinks from the earth, and it's gonna be sweet and it ain't gonna mess up our bodies. All right, with that, shalom.